All right, Shalom, Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire in all truth and in all sincerity. And Shalom to the rest of the elect. All right. Hope this live is edifying. All right. My phone died on me. I wasn't able to finish, and I wasn't able to finish till, and the live actually ended on me early. Esau, he be doing that, of course, because he's mad. But I was gonna go into like the connection with the Kyle Rittenhouse, the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, and Kamala acting as president, and and yeah, all that, and the blood moon. As we head into this winter, which I believe is going to be that dark winter that Esau has planned. And hold on. That dark winter, and then the spring forward or the great reset that Esau has planned, which he's not going to be able to achieve all of it, but he's going to be able to achieve some of it according to prophecy. And hold on. And I was gonna get that the signs in the heaven scripture when it died on me. In signs in the heavens, KJV. Luke 21 and 25. Let me start there. Signs in the heavens. Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Yep. Signs in the sun and in the moon. Just had a blood moon. And in the stars and upon the earth distress of nations. Distress of nations. Pretty much what you have going on, man. Distress, suffering, misery, agony means the state of being in great trouble. Distress implies an internal and usually temporary cause of great great physical or mental strain and stress. Yep. Distress, yep. Suffering, misery, agony, the state of being in great trouble. Distress of nations, man. Because because let me just get verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Yeah, the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Which simply means those that are in authority, that are actually in authority ruling. Verse 27, then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the cloud of power and great glory. So this is going to happen before Yahushua comes back. This is one of the signs of him coming back. Verse 28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. There you go. when you see these type of signs, man. Verse 28, and when these things con, verse 29, and he spake to them a parable. Behold the fig tree and all the trees, verse 30. When they now shoot forth, you see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand, verse 31. So likewise, when you see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of power Yahweh is nigh at hand. Verse 32, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. But yeah, man, the sign that it's a major sign that these devils are through, and it's real heavy that it's the longest blood moon since 1440. That's actually and you could see the significance in that, man. 1440, longest blood moon since 1440. What number do we keep seeing? You in the truth, right? What what number you keep seeing when you're in the truth, right? Well, 144, 144, right? Or numbers that have to do with that, right? Since 1440. Since 1440. There's a 144 right there, man. The 144K is getting sealed up. Probably almost sealed up. As well as with the elect, the great multitude, you have a lot of them getting sealed up too. But 144K is definitely getting sealed up, probably almost sealed up, which is why all this shit is popping off. And all hell is getting ready to break loose. Revelation 7. Revelation. Let me get it. Chapter 7, verse 1. I think I'm going to start there. And after these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the wind of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor in any tree. Now, that's not to be taken literally. That's that's symbolic. Wind, symbolic. Wind represents that destruction, man. That the wind should not, like great destruction. That the wind should not blow on the sea, neither on the earth nor on the sea. No major destruction happening on the earth, like Jacob's trouble, like type destruction, right? That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree, and also winds represent change as well. The change to that time period, from the time period of that grace period to Jacob's trouble, man, which it's in itself a transition period from the rulership of Esau, Edom, to the rulership of Jacob, Israel, Yasharallah, under the elect, under Yahweh Shai and the elect, starting with the 144K. We're going from the rulership. We're going from the rulership of the most wickedest nation, literally the wicked, to ruling to the righteous, the nation that was created to be the righteous ruling, and the righteous of that nation. So there's going to be a lot of turbulence in between. Verse 2. And I saw another angel sitting from the east, having the seal of the living power, and cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power, Yahweh, in the foreheads. Verse 4, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. And there you have it, man. The 144K, I believe by this time is almost sealed up. I mean, this truth has been out since the late 60s, early 70s, man, with Abba Bivens, and then the men that learned under him, so forth. So I would imagine that the elect is almost sealed up, like about to be. And that's why you have all this shit popping off. And also, you have a lot of them probably already having a lot of the great multitude getting sealed up, but there's gonna be a lot of last minute members of the elect that get sealed up. Like probably coming soon, man, because of what's going on if you look at it. And hold on. Nursing homes warn, build back better, could have devastating impact on labor shortages and forced closures. You don't say. Nursing homes warn Build Back Better could have devastating impact on labor shortages and forced closures. Nursing homes could see thousands of shortages and millions of elderly impacted by social spending package. Association warns. The nation's largest nursing home association is sounding an alarm on President Biden's social spending package, saying it could have a devastating impact and force thousands of long-term care facilities to limit admissions or close their doors. The American Healthcare Association and National Care for Assisted Living (NCALHCA), which represents over 14,000 facilities housing millions of elderly individuals, said long felt labor shortages in the industry will be exacerbated by two measures included in the Build Back Better plan. One provision would require RN to be on hand 24 hours a day, a policy that officials say they have advocated for but need assistance to accomplish. Whereas, Salaki, quote unquote, we strongly support having an RN on staff in nursing homes 24 hours a day, as we originally proposed, Salaki, proposed in our reform agenda on our reform agenda earlier this year. AHCA NCAL President and CEO Mark Parkinson said in a statement provided to Fox News. However, current data shows that the nursing homes are facing the worst job loss among all healthcare providers. "Quote unquote, we lost 221,000 jobs since the beginning of the pandemic, the PD, and recovery is a long way away. Nursing and that was all by design. And the mandates, which they don't mention here, the mandates, well, of course they won't, but the mandates are also causing shortages because it's a lot of these nurses is quitting, man. Nursing homes are required to have RN on staff for at least 8 hours a day. When increasing that requirement, therefore, so like a threefold is what I meant to say, would mean hiring 21,000 more registered nurses, an estimated cost of 2.5 billion a year. The social spending package will also require nursing homes sorry, to accommodate regulation changes based off staffing racial surveys conducted by the Department of Health and Human Services within a 1 year time frame. It's like it. Parkinson said these changes mean the nursing homes he represents would need to hire at least 150,000 new caregivers, and it could cost the facilities billions of dollars annually. "Quote unquote, nursing home providers are doing all they can to attract and retain new workers, but the applicants simply aren't there," Parkinson said. "Quote unquote, the provisions in the bill do nothing to help us strengthen our workforce and will only force thousands of nursing homes to further limit the number of residents they can serve. As it stands now, the social spending plan would require the nursing home industry to increase its staffing by 25% by bringing on RNs licensed practical nurses, and certified nursing assistants. A hiring spree that would cost nearly 11 billion each year. Officials worry these requirements would alter how nursing homes are allowed to function to the degree that they will prompt elderly facility closures or greatly limit the number of elderly individuals accepted into homes. The White House did not immediately return Fox Business's request for comment. So there you go. And there's already a shortage being caused by the mandates and shit. So this just adds to the problems. Hmm. Hold up, I can. Let me back. So I'm gonna do. Gotta do it. Got this article from Yahoo News. Biden briefly transfers power to Harris, making her the first woman in U.S. history to hold powers of the presidency. President Biden briefly transferred the power of the presidency to Vice President Kamala Harris on Friday morning as he underwent a routine physical. The White House announced that Biden, 78, would be going under anesthesia to receive a colonoscopy at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, making Harris the first woman to hold powers of the presidency. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki released a statement Friday morning with the announcement saying that Harris worked from her office in the West Wing while the president was sedated. Biden entered Walter Reed a little before 9 a.m. local time. Salakia. Biden entered Walter Reed a little before 9 a.m. local time. The White House said, Salakia for that. The White House said Biden formally submitted letters to Senator Patrick Leahy, Democrat of Vermont, President pro tempore of the Senate, my House House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, informing them of the transfer of power at 10:10 a.m. and resumed his duties at 11:35 a.m. According to Psaki, the president is in good spirits and will remain at Walter Reed as he completes the physical. Psaki said that the White House would release a comprehensive written summary of Biden's physical later Friday afternoon. After her historic 85-minute stunt, Harris traveled from Washington, D.C. to Columbus, Ohio, where she was scheduled to give remarks promoting the bipartisan infrastructure deal that Biden signed into law earlier this week. Quote unquote, as a woman, myself, I will note that the president, when he selected her to be his running mate, obviously knew he was making. See how they're pushing this shit? Making history that was long overdue. See how they're pushing this shit? Like we finally gotta have. We finally gonna have a so-called woman. Actually, yeah. Well, we're finally gonna have a female in the vice presidency and shit like that. You know, see how they pushed it just to hold on. making history that was long overdue. When you had when so you see how they're like making it out to be a good thing. And then you have which a woman, she's not supposed to be in that position, leadership position like that, like leading a president, being a president. That's like the president. It's also the commander in chief, which is what the king would be back in the day, and a woman's not supposed to be out there in the battlefield. Shit, they ain't even supposed to be in the military, man. But it's also according to prophecy, the man is the head, right? But it's also according to prophecy that that the that a woman shall compass a man, because this devil, he's he turns things upside down, man. So if something is supposed to be that way, a certain way, he's gonna fucking change it to be something else. Let me get a woman shall compass a man, and also I believe that these devils is either like kind of like throwing it out there, just getting used to getting the public used to a president Kamala Harris, like they did with the Biden Harris administration term, or or it could be some type, Esau could actually pull some shit to where oh no, there's complications, Joe Biden, he's not going to be with the colonoscopy, right? Something went wrong, or he got sick or some shit, and now Kamala Harris is going to be the president, for good, type shit, right? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, because that's the type of shit this devil be on, man. This devil knew what he was doing when he put these devils knew what they was doing when they put Joe Blow Biden up in there, and he has dementia and shit and 1 foot in the grave, man. They knew what the fuck they was doing. Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? Which of course is talking about Eve here. Kamala Harris, honestly, I think she's a terror, but she could be. She could be. She could be. I heard she was like a Elamite or some shit, like a so-called East Indian coolie and shit descent. I heard, and they say she's South Asian. They were saying that before they said she was Jake, by the way. But before they said she was so-called black, they were saying she was she's a South Asian. That's what they were saying, by the way. So it could be that she's actually a terror, but just that alone, just the possibility that a so-called black woman is in the White House and shit and gonna be the president. Like, think about the pride that's gonna fucking cause these women to have, man. The shit they gonna be on, cause they think that one of their own is actually the president. They're gonna be on some whole different shit. Some whole different shit. Yeah, a woman shall compass a man. They're gonna be on some whole different shit. On a damn power trip, man. That's what they're gonna be on. And let me get like they're gonna go like, come on, you think these hoes is wild right now? You think these hoes is out of pocket right now, man? You ain't seen nothing. And they bad. It's bad right now. We ain't seen nothing like gonna have these hoes on a different type of power trip. Let me get. Hey, but that's what happened before the fall, man. The pride before destruction, pride before destruction. And these broads are proud, man. They're gonna get. This is to puff them up and even more, so they think they got it in the bag. That way they don't. So they're not looking for their fall. Proverbs 16:18: Pride before goes before destruction, and the haughty spirit before a fall. Because you know, yeah, they're gonna have her up in there, but guess whose agenda she's gonna be following? The elites, man. You know, which the elites don't go by feminism, man. The elites don't hold on. The female members of the Rothschild family do not have equality with the male members of the Rothschild family and the other 12 families. But they don't follow that shit. Nah, feminism is for the subjects, man. Feminism is for the useless eaters. Especially for Jake. Jake, and the Israelite woman, Eve, is the only one that our people are the most affected by it. Because our people are at the bottom, and the nature of females is to be materialistic. So feminism encourages that. Don't settle. Don't settle. Go for the rich nigga. That's what it encourages. Don't settle. Don't submit. And try to rule over your man. And just like be against the man, That's what it encourages. And be proud. Be loud. Be all that, man. And Eve, she drunk the Kool-Aid, man. Eve drunk the Kool-Aid. She drunk the Kool-Aid that she drunk the punch, man. And for those that know, it was actually it was actually pushed by a CIA agent, Gloria Steinem. She was a CIA agent who acted like she had the best interests of of the so-called black woman Eve community. But all she was doing was for basically playing on those curses that were put upon our people. She was a CIA agent, man, and she promoted that. Yeah, she was a spook, man. She was actually, which means she was an agent. And the reason why they did that was, to get the woman to be against the man, and to get the woman to be against the man, to and to take sides with Esau, with the so-called white man. And it was a play by both Esau, specifically the elites, but also, there are also these lower level luminaries that are in the government would benefit as well, and the Wall Street corporations too would benefit as well. I mean, even the Edomite woman, kind of benefited from it, because here's how the Edomite man benefited from it, because Eve, by buying into feminism and betraying Jake and pushing him out, and then taking a welfare check, instead of submitting to Jake, who became the daddy and the dad of the kids, the adopted father of the kids, and the husband of Eve, Esau, through the government, and also actual Edomites as well. And that was all part of this right here. This parable right here, Esau, basically, it has several meanings. Let me get parable of the strong man. It shows you what Esau was trying to do, man, as well. Mark 3:27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. That's like the short version of it in Mark. And you got this right here, Matthew 12:29. Or else how can, and it's about dividing and it was about that as well, because the Pharisees were accusing Yahweh Shai of casting out these demons by basically the spiritual demon Satan, who was talking shit, and so he responded. So Yahweh Shai responded, and hold on, verse 25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Verse 26, and if Satan casts out Satan, he's divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And Satan just means adversary. And then he went on to say, which is, by the way, this how these devils are going down. But let me continue, verse 27. And if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, the The word there is demonios. Those demons, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore shall they shall be your judges. All right, but anyways, the point was made there. But there's another point, verse 28. But if I cast out devils, demonios, demons by the Spirit of power Yahweh, then the kingdom of power Yahweh has come unto you. Okay, so he's trying to prove that point, but there is another point as well. Verse 29, that goes into, kingdom is divided against itself. Or house divided against itself like family. Or else how can one enter to a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil the house? Ah, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Almost closed it. And how did so it was a form of dividing and conquering. And how did Esau bind Jake? How did Esau bind Jake? Turning the woman against him. Turning the woman against him. Because if Jake was in the house like that, raising his kids, right, watching over his woman and shit, not getting pushed out of the house, Esau wouldn't be able to go as far with his agenda. So that feminism was key, man. And then with the woman at work, because that was pushed, and the man out the house. The woman at work and the man out the house. The kids going to school in the hands of Esau. Getting their minds getting shaped by Esau. Getting brain defiled by Esau and shit. And that's why, mostly these niggas and these niggas and bitches today, man, they act like Esau, who is their father, but their adopted father. Father, the devil. Your father, the devil. Let me get that scripture. That's why they act like a bunch of devils, man. John 8:44. Ye are of your father, the devil. Even back then, but this is worse now. Being literally raised by Esau. Verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Hey, being raised by Eve, who was raised by Esau, who took the side with Esau against Jake, and being going to the full system and being raised to be children of fools, children of Esau, Edom. The lust of your father ye would do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And that's these 2/3 niggas, man. But that's why That's why they like the way they are, and that's why when you tell them the truth, they don't believe you, and they get offended. Verse 45, and because I tell you the truth, and because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Verse 46, and they think you're going off. Which of you convinceth me of sin, and if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? Verse 47, here there is of power Yahweh, heareth power Yahweh's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of power Yahweh. And they just got offended more, and that's you niggas. Verse 48, then answered the Jews, which knew who he was back then, and said unto them, some of us, and said unto them, say we not well that thou art a Samaritan and hast the devil. So they was talking shit still. They was calling him demon possessed and saying that he was a Samaritan, like which those were mainly heathens. They were still talking shit because they was offended. They was cut. Yeah, just like how y'all niggas get in your feelings today. But yeah, man, feminism was instrumental in destroying the family, and it looks like Esau is gonna take it even further and give basically these Eves basically another Gloria Steinem, man, in the form of Kamala Harris. That's what they're gonna do. It looks like that's what they're gonna do, and it's gonna have. And these Eves are gonna be super proud, before their fall. So I believe that either Esau is gonna make that move, and take Biden out of commission, take Biden out of that seat of power, because like he's about to die anyways, having one foot in the grave, or or Esau is getting the people used to having the president Kamala Harris, because he's gonna do something later on. I mean, this might lead to it. It might happen this time around. Oh shit, there was a complication, or might be like, oh, he caught the Rona. He caught the Rona because too many people are not taking the juice. Of course, they're gonna blame it on us, which it could happen. Or he's in the hospital and he caught the crown royal. They might say that. Oh, the president died of because he caught a case of that crown royal, man. Which who knows, but how they gonna do it? But it seems like it got something to do with that. It's likely that it does. Hold on. I can. Oh, Shalom, Shalom. I just saw your comments on this live. Shalom, Mak, Yabba Shimi Shai, Bashim Kadash, Barakatah. Khan. Yo, Khan. Which I think they may be getting the people used to having Kamala Harris as president, but it could also be that Esau might make a move from this. Like Esau might say that Joe Blow caught a case of the Crown Royal and shit. Joe Blow got the 1984 edition and shit. Yeah, you might say that, and then say he died and shit, and blame those who didn't get the juice, who won't get the juice like they usually do. Didn't or won't get the juice. And then yeah, you know how it is. And then it's a national tragedy or whatever. And no, I think they might do that shit, man. I think they might do that shit. Or blame it on those who won't get the fruit punch, and also use it to push mandates with Kamala in office now. Yeah, Khan. It's all according to prophecy, though. A woman shall compass a man. That's Esau. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Esau turning things upside down. But I'm about to wrap this up though, because I addressed the point. Turning of things upside down. Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work of him say that of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? And that's exactly what Esau does, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, what he say? The man is the head, right? The man is the head of the woman. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Mashiach is How. So the head of the woman is who? The man. Just like the head of every man, talking about, of course, the Israelite man, right? But you get the point. The head of every. This man claimed the Bible. Well, he claims that he claims. Well, this devil, like in a way, claims to be the people of the book. In a way, he does, and then at the same time, he's pushing this shit. And the head of the woman is the man. So just like the head of the man is Hamashiach, Yahushai, the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Hamashiach is Power Yahweh in the same way. Yeah. And these are ordinances that need to be kept. Verse 2, and I pray thee, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you, man. And also verse 8, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. It's all there. And the man was not created for the woman, but the woman was created for the man. You know. But Esau, man. Esau, he turns everything upside down, man. Also, woman is not to usurp authority over a man. You know, 1 Corinthians, hold on. Get that chapter and just go down to them verses where feminism is cut again. 1 Corinthians 14:34. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they're commanded to be as under obedience. They're commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. Verse 35, and if they will learn anything less, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is same for a woman to speak in the church. You know, which the word there is ecclesia, the gathering. That's not her role. You know, but this devil puts Kamala up in that position. And it looks like that's what he's trying to do, is he's trying to put her up as president, as the top figurehead. Well, let me get this as well. All right. Hold on. I suffer not a woman to teach, because it talks about nor to usurp there. That's why I'm gonna get it. One Timothy 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Because the man is the head of the woman. But hold on. Verse 13, for Adam was first formed in Eve. Verse 14, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. So basically, the scriptures is totally against feminism, but what does Esau push? The opposite. Khan, Babylon is through, man. They about to put a woman, not just a woman, a hoe, a hoe. And when I was talking about it, when I was talking about it, I looked up at how long I've been on here, and it said 140, 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 44 seconds. More signs. Kala, Yaba, Shimya, Shaiba, Shimmer, Kakadash. But yeah, this place is through. Just more signs that it's through. The other nations are laughing at Babylon. Yeah, Babylon's putting a woman out there like that. Not just a woman, or not just a woman, not really a woman, but a hoe. As well, I guess she's is a female servant in a way, but she serves Esau. But she's a hoe. Yeah, Khan. These other nations and these other countries, they're laughing at Babylon. They're not so great because yeah. You just had they're trolling Babylon. You just had a commercial, a Chinese commercial called "Feeding America" that trolled the fuck out of Babylon. Because this place is supposed to basically Esau makes it out to be like the promised land, flowing with milk and honey and all that, right? But it's bullshit. It's a lie. So now you have commercials called "Feeding America." Oh, Germany is running commercials like that too. Help feed a starving American child for 30 cents a day. Yup. You have that commercial by Moab. No one goes hungry in America. Okay. Shalom, I'm back. No. Oh shit. That's only because of the bugs and shit. I got a pest problem in this bitch. That's why I had that shit off. Because of the pest problem. And I ain't been able to take care of it. But Khan, Babylon is going down also swiftly, Khan. What's that? I saw Satan. I beheld. Hold on, let me get that scripture where Yahushua described Satan's fall. Luke 10 and 18. And he said to them, Salakia, I saw Satan fall from heaven. I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. It's describing the fall of our adversary, which is what Satan means in the Hebrew. Shatan means adversary. Yeah, Esau, he can't stop his fall, and every time he tries to stop his fall, he just falls faster. That's what happens. And hold on, because I actually got something sent to me on one of the chats that I'm a part of. And hold on. This is what I'm going to do. He said something else about it. Well, he said this first, actually, before he said the jury system works. He said this first. Biden said he's angry and concerned over Rittenhouse acquittal for Kenosha killings, but we have to abide by it. President Joe Biden said Friday that he and many other Americans feels angry and concerned about the acquittal of Kyle Rittenhouse for killing two men and wounding another. But he also said people have to abide by the jury's verdict in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and called for calm. Which of course they're all going to say that. Biden's Twitter account last year included Rittenhouse's image in a tweet that blasted then President Donald Trump for refusing to disavow so-called white supremacists. The shootings by Rittenhouse with an AR-15 style rifle came during civil unrest over the shooting of a so-called black man, Jacob Blake, by local cops, which led Blake paralyzed from the waist down. White House Press Secretary Jim Psaki earlier in the week implied that Rittenhouse was a vigilante. So at the same time, you got you got this, and they say ain't nothing going on over there, like right now. And that shit that he said, and that the suggestion that that Joe Blow, well, a suggestion by Joe Blow that that devil Rittenhouse that he's openly a so-called white supremacist, which shit, they all hate Jake. So honestly, probably is the case, but that has these devils divided. That has these devils divided against each other too. None is happening right now, but Esau could have another event happen. He could have another event happen over this. You know how these devils do it, and then have another event link it up to this, or say this has something to do with it. Or you could have like instead of the next time instead of just like when there's protests instead of or when the food riots break out because of there we have to protect our communities. You could have actual actual openly so-called white supremacists backyard militias patrolling the streets in certain areas. Oh, we got to protect our property from these niggas, basically. And it would be justified by this ruling. But yeah, we still gotta, hey, still gotta watch this what's going on here, because they could use it for something later on. It don't look like nothing going on right now like that, but they could use it for their agenda later on. And hold on. Oh, something else I wanted to get. Rotterdam riots. Got riots going on because of the new restrictions in Rotterdam. And a brother actually brought that to my attention in the chat that I'm a part of. Con, something like that. Con. I ain't had bread like that. Cause I ain't been able to get a gig. That shit's actually hard. But hold on. Got this article right here. Riot at 1984 edition. Crown Royal demonstration in Rotterdam. Police car on fire. Riots have broken out in the center of Rotterdam. Protest has been announced for tonight against the 1984 edition measures and the proposed 2G policy of the cabinet. Footage shows several hundred protesters on the street, heavy fireworks being set off, and slogans being shouted, such as freedom. At least one police car was set on fire. Others were damaged by rioters. While extinguishing the fire, firefighters were pelted with objects. Objects were also thrown at the police. Police have fired several warning shots according to images posted on social media. The regional broadcaster Ridgemont reported that various groups are participating in the riots, such as Dockers United, and the protest group Vienna City. Because hey, people are getting tired of that bullshit, man. Fuck. Hold on. Well, stop Feyenoord City, something like that. Because Feyenoord City, that's a fucking, that's a fucking soccer team that they call football clubs over there. Feyenoord Rotterdam. There's one that's named after that. It's called Protest Feyenoord City. That's what they talking about. And hold on. Yeah. And you got this right here. 2 wounded as Dutch police fire shots at protests over new 1984 edition restrictions. Amsterdam, November 19th. Crowds of rioters torched cars and threw rocks at cops who responded with shots and water cannon as protests against 1984 edition measures turned violent in the poor city of Rotterdam on Friday night. "Quote unquote, we fired warning shots and there were also direct shots fired because the situation was life-threatening," police spokesperson Patricia Wessels told Reuters. "We know that at least 2 people were wounded, probably as a result of the warning shots, but we need to investigate the exact causes further," quote unquote, she said. Several hundred people had gathered to voice opposition to government plans to restrict access to indoor venues to people who have a quote unquote Corona uh, Crown Royal 1984 edition pass. Shit, a green pass or a zombie pass. Same shit. Showing they've been showing that they took enough shots of the devil's punch or already recovered from having it in their system. The pass is also available to people who have not taken a shot of the punch but have proof of negative results. Police issued an emergency ordinance in Rotterdam shutting down public transportation and ordering people to go home. Water cannons were water cannons were deployed, and police on horseback carried out charges to disperse the crowd. Police said the Netherlands reimposed some lockdown measures last week in Slovakia for an initial 3 weeks in an effort to slow a resurgence of coronavirus of corona or crown royal 1984 edition, the slow the spread of those cases, but daily infections have remained at their highest since the start of the P Diddy, according to Esau. And P Diddy just I mean the pandemic, yeah, that. But you already know what it is with these devils. Video posted on social media showed burnout cop cars and riders throwing fireworks and rocks at cops. So hey, the people are tired of these unrighteous decrees, and they're rioting, and this is gonna be one of Esau's reasons to bring in the martial law troops. Do I know what's bringing the gnats? Well, we had I had an infestation of roaches before when I moved in this bitch. Well, it's that, and it's the fact that I've been short on bread. So there's times when I ain't been able to buy dish soap, or ain't been able to buy enough of it. And so that's probably what brought them. But it's hella gnats, so it's like it's hella gnats and it's different types. Like you have the ones that they're noticeable and shit, and you just shoo them away. And then you have ones that's they're not so noticeable, and they fuck with you. It's the lack of bread, really, like that type of bread. But yeah, Khan, you got these protests in Rotterdam, and you got and the Centurion shot some people, and that's prophecy. That's Second Ezra's 15 and 16 all the way. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And even verse 15, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, the sword, and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 6, yeah, you know, right there as well, man. Weapons and shit. They're using weapons against each other. Those are weapons as well. Just guns are just more sophisticated, and cops have guns. So, but as the situation gets worse, you could expect that people is gonna bring guns, especially when they try to pull that shit here in Babylon. In the southern states specifically, or in the Midwestern states, you're gonna have shootouts and shit. It's gonna escalate to that point where there's gonna be open sedition like that, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. The course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 17. So all hell is gonna be breaking loose. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, all types of hell breaking loose, and then they're gonna lock down the cities because of that. They're gonna lock down the cities, they're gonna institute full-on martial law, checkpoints and everything, and FEMA camps and everything, and round up. Hold on, I'll give me. And round up the people that's protesting against the government and put them in actual prisons as well, man. Actual federal prisons. There's a plan by Esau, and yeah, there's a plan because Nats love that bread. No, they fucking do as well. They fucking do as well. I'm talking about the bread you gotta go out and earn. But Khan, for sure, no, of course they do. Of course they do. They can't get enough of it. But yeah, Khan, yeah, and the pest control here, man. Just the service here is not that good. No, of course. It's all right. It's not that good though. It's like I bet it would be better if this was mostly an Edomite neighborhood. If this was an Edomite condo or some shit like that, or even the Edomite suburb, the service would be way better. But it's mainly Northern Kingdom here. You do got some Judah, but it's mainly Northern Kingdom, so-called Mexicans here, and you got a few Edomites, a few, and you got speckled birds as well. But yeah, Khan, but Khan though, right back on the point. We got all hell breaking loose there. That's a sign of things to come. Like in Esau, he got them federal prisons outfitted with gas. He's gonna lock all the prisoners in their cells. Like when a prison riot happens, right? They make everybody go back to their cells, right? That's what Esau was gonna do, and then just release that gas. Kill all the federal prisoners. Regardless of their sentence, right? And then use them same federal prisoners to lock up people protesting against the government. People that they deemed as a threat. People that won't go along with Esau's NWO, Great Reset agenda. And that's also prophecy as well. It's Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. I didn't even know that was saved there as one of the pages that I frequently visit. But I thought it was another one. That's the spirit. Kala Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai Bahashim Rakak Gadash. Revelation 2 and 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Esau is going to cast you into prison, man. And try you. Try to get you to go off. Through his different ways, man. You could imagine it. Different torture devices that Esau has. Like Saul type shit, man. But it's probably some, Esau has those different tactics, man, of torturing. So we're about to be tried for our faith. We're about to be tried. Our faith is going to be tried. in a major way, man. That's why the times that's coming is called what? But let me get this. Damn, Slakia. I didn't mean to do this. I was gonna get another scripture. Ah, shit. I accidentally closed that window. I accidentally closed that window, Akim. When you have a bunch of tabs like that, it's fucking annoying because you close them on accident. Like, ah, shit. Verse 11, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. And same thing is said here. Revelation chapter 3. Revelation 3, and matter of fact, this is what I'm going to do. It's like getting afflicted. Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. The hour of temptation. You know, where to your flesh, it's going to seem like a very inconvenient choice to not get the to not take that shot, you know. Take that shot to dance with the devil, man. As much as this devil wants you to do it. You know, and not just having to do with the dancing. There's other parts to the dance, not just what they're trying to make you do right now. You know, with the devil's punch and all that. But also, you know, what that leads to. You know, the proof that you took the punch, you know, the mark that shows that you took the punch. They're gonna be pushing that, you know, and Esau, he's probably gonna roll out that chip that has the devil's punch in it. That way, and basically it oozes it into your system, timed releases type shit. And also it's proof that you got it. And Esau probably has that waiting in the wings, man. And it's also your new ID, where your new digital dollars, digital FRNs go. All that, you know, which will be like your new ID, and all that, you know, and link up. And you get one, you get that mark, that bruise on your head, and get that on your head. That they 1-2 buckle my shoe, you know, that body shot and that head shot, that face shot, and get the face shot, get the head shot right, the head wound. You know, you can connect to the megahertz where you think you're going somewhere, but you're really going nowhere. It's just your imagination being used against you. Going nowhere quickly. For real though. Which you're going to be compelled to do it because of the carbon tax and the social credit system that they're going to implement. So it's going to be an hour of temptation for sure, man. Cause the pros to the flesh is the getting the shit, taking the hit and having the mark to show that you took it is gonna be so tempting. It's gonna be like, what am I gonna do without it? And look, this is what I get if I get it. So to the flesh, it's gonna be the ultimate temptation. But to but you that's when so those that think according to the flesh, those that move according to the flesh and carnally minded is gonna fall for it. But the spiritually minded, that's why carnal mind, damn bro. I have to charge this and prop this phone up at the same time. It's fucking annoying, but it's how I gotta do it. Let me get carnally minded. Carnally minded is death. Romans 8:6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Verse 7, because the carnal mind is enmity against power Yahweh, for it is not subject to the law of power Yahweh, neither indeed can be. Verse 8, so they that are in the flesh cannot please power Yahweh. So, these carnal niggas, man, when it all comes down to it, they're gonna fall for that hour of temptation. And Eve for the most part is. And she's gonna drag down. She's gonna drag Jake into it for the most part. You know what she does. But the elect is gonna hold firm. Romans 8:9, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of power Yahweh dwelleth in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Hamashiach Yahushai, he is none of his. Yeah, if you don't have it, you're carnally minded, man, and so you're gonna fall for that hour of temptation that Esau was setting up, and using the wisdom of this world, man, it's gonna seem like the right thing to do. Not only does it feel good, not only does it feel good to the flesh, appeal to it in every way, and the consequences is unpleasant, like real unpleasant, but it's gonna feel like the right thing to do. I'm helping to stop, like it's gonna be all that, man. I'm helping to stop the P Diddy. I'm helping to put an end to it. And if you don't do it, you're gonna be looked at as not only a weirdo, but also a terrorist, man. A terrorist, enemy of the state, an enemy of society and shit, because you're gonna be looked at as that one dude who's too selfish, and he's holding us all back, just because they're gonna look at it like this, just because of his religion, man. Because you have to remember, the clot shot is also, which I believe they're gonna combine the bite and the mark. But yeah, the clot shot, which is going to become the clot shot / the Quran, is also, I believe, is the reason why they have those nanobots and shit that they're putting in you, and that great graphene, all that, is because it's also what's called the fun. Damn, bro, you already know the fun. VX, damn it, shit. Basically, it's to take out what they know, what Esau knows as the God gene. Basically, they're trying to intercept your connection with the Most High Yahweh. That's what they're trying to do. So that you look, so you'll not only be like, and the end results of it is you being disgusted with stuff that got to do with the Most High Yahweh, even if it just seems like it has to do with the Most High Yahweh or with the scriptures. So basically, like, you're carnally minded, and you look at those who are spiritually minded as a bunch of weirdos, not only a bunch of weirdos, but as your enemies. You know, also being filled with that philosophy that Esau is pushing, the philosophy that's behind all this bullshit. It's really gonna get like that, man. You're either gonna be a part of the spirit. Well, you're either gonna have the spirit in you. You're gonna be spiritually minded, to be a part of the body of Hamashiach. You know, the right hand side, right, or the left hand side. You know, sheep to the right, goes to the left. You know, it's coming down to it. Or either that, or you're gonna be a part of the beast system, man, fully integrated into the matrix, man. You know, the body of the beast, if you will, man. Verse 10, and if basically either the Borg, you're either going to be the Borg on the right hand side or on the left hand side. Verse Romans 8 and 10, and if Hamashiach be in you, the body is dead. You know, speaking of, you know, the carnal mind and everything that got to do with carnality, with sensuality, pleasing that flesh, man, which that's all temporary. Anything that had to do with that, you know, that shit dead to you, man. Body is dead because of sin. Is because of sin, like, cause those carnal desires, you don't check them, man. If you don't check them, you're gonna go off, man. If you don't check them, you're gonna go off because it feels good. But the spirit is life because of righteousness. You know, if you don't have the Rakah Kadash, you won't be able to check your carnal desires. And your carnal desires is what's gonna get you to take that the bite in the mark, man. Your carnal desires is gonna do it to you. All I was talking about that, I looked at the clock and it said 444. It's like another version of 144, and there's one viewer on here. Hey, it's all signs like that blood moon. Kala Yaba Shem Yao Shaiba Shem Kadash. That blood moon was the longest blood moon since 1440. 144 right there. Just take the zero out. Showing you that the elect is getting sealed up, man. The elect is getting sealed up, man. And it's almost over. It's almost over. And what was happening around 1440? You had something called the Renaissance that was happening, where Esau was getting back into power. You know, what is Esau trying to do again? Reset his time, but he's gonna fail. This time, now it's time for the Israelite Renaissance, man. The Israelite rebirth. Instead of Esau, you know, Jacob, because Jacob got next. Starting with the elect, man. You know, being woken back up, you know, given this truth. It's like being reborn, born again, right? That's like really the true meaning, because it's like also like being baptized. You can't just be baptized like, oh, it's like this. Like John the Baptist is another like analogy, man, symbolic. Just like John the Baptist was baptizing people like in water. You know, he said that Yahweh Shai gonna baptize you with the Rakakadash, with fire. So like we is actually being born again, man. This is that process of it. Not what these so-called Christians be saying, man. They don't know what they're talking about. Ultimately, you know, gonna come out and as the elect, if you is of the elect. Yahweh we be of those men. John 3:5, Yahweh Shai answered, verily, verily, I say unto you, except man be born of water and of the spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of power, Yahweh. Yeah. So it's not like, because Nicodemus was like, wait, hold up, how am I gonna be born again if I was already born? Like, how can he enter a second time into his mother's womb and be born? But that's not what he was saying. That's not what he was saying. He was saying that, well, it's like this you be a new person, you be a new man, you know, or if you're like one of the few righteous sisters out there, you know, for the and you come across this video, you know, it means that, you know, you instead of like being a bad bitch, you know, you're back to being that daughter of Zion, man. You know, instead of being a nigga like you was in the world, man. When you was just born of water, you know, you born of the spirit, like you a king, you a prince of power. Ultimately, that's gonna all our power is gonna be given back to us in the kingdom. It's gonna be given back to the elect first. So it's meant by that. Verse 6, that which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Rakah Kadash is spirit, you know. Verse 7, what marvel not what I said unto thee, you must be born again. You know, that's not that I said unto thee, you must be born again, like, because this is what it means. But yeah, you know, those that was just born by the flesh, born of the flesh, those that is just born of the flesh, and those that is just those that was born of the flesh and then by the born from of water and then born of the Rakah Kadash, you know, it's gonna be like it's two types of Jakes, two types of Israelites. This ain't about the other nations, it's only about Jake. The two types of Jakes, you know, the 2/3 that is just was just born of water, and the 1/3 which was born of water and of the spirit. That's that righteous divide that Yahushua is setting up. That's going to be more. It's going to be more apparent who is who in the days to come. Especially when Esau roll. That's actually going to be when you're going to find out. You're going to find out. Let me get that actually. Second Esdras. I feel like I got that. I was about to wrap it up and I got that second win. Like it was more to go into after I brought out what's going on in Rotterdam. Because that's the all Ordo Ab Chaos. Ordo Ab Chaos, man. Ordo Ab Chaos. They provoking motherfuckers, man. Ordo Ab Chaos just so they can crack down. Bring the martial law troops. And then bring that hour of temptation. So when they have martial law, they have when it's all out in the open martial law, they're gonna put that ultimate pressure on you, man. The most pressure. That's why verse 73, then shall they be known who are my chosen in those times, man. And they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. They're gonna be tried as the gold in the fire, right? What did it say? Born of the Spirit, man. Right? And John the Baptist is how he put it. Born of fire, dude. Cause the spirit, the Kakadash is pure energy, man. Pure energy, the purest energy. Matthew 3:11, I indeed baptize you with water unto repentance, but he that cometh after me is mightier than I, whose shoes I am not worthy to bear. He shall baptize you with the Ruach Kadash and with fire. Man, and it's like, hey, let me say this, and the Most High Yahweh himself, hold on. Let me get that scripture. The Lord is, some say about the scripture, it says the Lord is a consuming fire. Hebrews 12:29, for our power, Yahweh is a consuming fire, which he's quoting Deuteronomy 4:24. Consuming fire, even the judge's power. A consuming fire, man. And also this right here, man. This right here. Fuck. The most. Alright, hold on. Oh yeah, John 14:24. The Most High power, Yahweh, is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him and in spirit and in truth. There's that right there. Even this. He maketh even his angels. He maketh, his angels spirits. he maketh his angels spirits. Psalms 104 verse 4, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers of flaming fire. It's said like that because, yeah, man, even your spirit is his energy. And the Most High Yahweh, he's a consuming fire, and he is a spirit. The Most High power, Most High, who maketh his angel spirits, his ministers of flaming fire. There you go. So, right there, man, right there. It's all there, man. You know, the Rakakadash, when it came upon the believers in Acts, right? Tongues of fire, right? It's a reason for that. Why not drops of water? Yeah, Acts 2 and 3, and there appeared unto them cloven tongues of fire, and like as the fire, and it sat upon each of them. Verse 4, and they were all filled with the Rakah Kadash, which just means Holy Spirit in Hebrew, and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance. By the way, the mother tongues was actual languages, by the way. Not no gibberish like you so-called Christians be on, man. Be talking about I'm speaking in tongues when it's really gibberish. But yeah, anyways, you know, gotta be baptized. You gotta be born of the Spirit, baptized by the Spirit, by the Rakah Kadash, you know. Put through that fire, man. To and then in order to, so you gotta be reborn. And the elect is being reborn. Tried in that fire, you know, versus the 2/3, which is gonna die. Who's gonna die, man? And then have to be reborn, literally, like born of water, back into the kingdom. But the fuck? Pray for self. Hold on. Pray for self to not be bad things, and the world can be things bad. What you mean, bro? Pray for self to not be bad things, and the world can be things bad after that case. I don't know what you mean, bro. You're gonna have to explain yourself. Pray for self to not be bad things. I don't know what you mean, bro. But yeah, you know, damn. So my whole point is those that are carnally minded, that think that, including those that think that they could change, that they could basically they could change the situation they're in, these curses, without repenting, without turning back and worshiping the Most High Yahweh through His Son Yahweh Shai in spirit and in truth. You know, they're gonna fall for the bullshit, man. Well, they're calling minded. And so there's shit that they're not gonna be willing to give up. And it's gonna be used against them whenever Esau implements our temptation. You know, whenever Esau puts the pressure, man, and turns it up to the highest notch. And whenever Esau, puts the people of the world through the ringer, 2/3 of Jake, the world that matters, 2/3 of Jake is gonna be finished, man. They gonna cave. They gonna cave. The ones that rise up currently, of course, is the martial law troops. And then the ones that hold on. And then the ones that there's gonna be the ones that cave, and there's gonna be the ones that resist currently. I think they could use Esau's blessing. And then the ones that hold on. And then the ones that they ain't resist currently, but they ain't trying to get this shit. They're gonna cave, man. But if you the elect, you're not gonna cave, because the 1/3 is not gonna be marked. It's not gonna be it's not gonna bow down to the slaughter. Bowing down to the sword. Two-thirds shall be cut off. Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Because they're marked for the slaughter. They're gonna bow. They don't have the mark for exemption, man. So just they don't got the mark for salvation, exemption from wrath. Not the law, they gonna get the charagma instead, or they just gonna be slayed, man. They're just gonna be cut off and die. Well, they're gonna be cut off and die anyways, man. Whether you take the damn thing or not. See, if you a 2/3 and you can't get this, you're a 2/3. You're a 2/3 ass nigga. I say your best hope is to fucking die fighting. I say your best hope is to die fighting. If you can't get this knowledge, man. Yo, my bad for that. Yo, Salaki, I'm gonna wipe this shit. Salaki for that. I spit something out of it. Shit was just hanging off her mouth and shit. All right, so hold on. Yeah, the 2/3. Either way, the 2/3 that resist currently, like in Rotterdam and shit, gonna be cut off and die, man. But the third shall Shall be left her in. Best believe they got records of people that went to these protests. They got them on the list. A lot of Rotterdam, a lot of Rotterdam has a high population of Jakes in there, man. Something about that. Yeah, 46% of Rotterdam's residents were of immigrant background, and a lot of them, most of the foreign-born residents settled in Rotterdam come from Suriname, which that would be either Asher or you have Benjamites among them. In the Netherlands, Rotterdam has the highest percentage of foreigners from non-industrialized nations. So you have a lot of Jakes there, basically. Suriname, yep, it's up there. A lot of Jakes from Suriname. Yes, they say you have a lot of Turks there, which that's Amalek, but not all of them. You have to think who ruled that area before Amalek. So you have descendants of them still scattered, and you have the Kurds among them. So and a lot of the Kurds is Jake. They fit the curses and got the zeal. Morocco, that's the area where the Northern Kingdom was like taken to. So you have a lot of them Kurds. That's why a lot of them move. They move like so-called Latinos, man. You have them, Morocco. Yeah, a lot of Ishmael, but come on, the Moors ruled that area. You have some descendants of them. Dutch Caribbean, that's Benjamin. That's Benjamites for the most part. Benjamites, immigrants. Cape Verde, that's it's a lot of Judites there, man. Descendants of the Judites that were that basically were they was being kicked out, they was being sold as slaves after the Inquisition. They're Judites that believed in didn't believe in Hamashiach Yahushua. There's a lot of descendants of them that live there. Then you go on down. So it's like a lot of Jakes. It's a lot of Jakes there, man. Going down. Yeah, you got heathens from these countries, but I mean, you also got a speckled birds scattered Israelite foreigners among them as well. So yeah, Rotterdam, of course, man. Gonna have you got that, and you got this going on. They're sick of it over there. Sick of that oppression. I believe you got a GMS camp there. GMS Holland, I believe they're in Rotterdam. See, look at it. Rotterdam is like the NYC of that area, man, of the Netherlands. Amsterdam is like DC. I mean, shit, of course, it's the capital too. Architectural capital of the Netherlands. The Manhattan at the most. Come on. They're the NYC of the Netherlands. Yeah, anyways. Yeah. You have a lot of Jakes there. But yeah, con. No, shit's going down over there. And it's gonna lead to that martial law situation. Remember that hour of temptation gonna lead to that. Esau cracking down, coming down with great wrath. And that's exactly why Esau is basically setting up these situations. Salakia for that. Hold on. Revelation 12 and 12. Salakia. Thinking of some other shit. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice. Hold on. Sorry, my bad. Thinking of some other shit. Verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. That's what's going on right here. Verse 13, and when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And remember that scripture about I brought out about Satan coming down with Satan. I beheld Satan as Satan falling from heaven. Hey, there you go. You know, and he hey, That's why he's coming down with great wrath, because he knows, he feels the fall. He feels himself falling, slipping and falling. And he's trying to get back up. But he's trying to get back up by bringing us back down, by taking the elect out. But he's doing it by putting the squeeze on Jake, and then he's going to put the squeeze further. And when the dragon saw, so he's persecuting the woman which brought forth the man child. That's symbolic to Israel, man. Israel is steady getting compared to a woman. Because Israel, that's supposed to be the lowest woman. Symbolically, that's the nation of Israel. Verse 14, and to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times, and half a time from the face of the serpent. And this is like, first off, talking about when, talking about 70 AD, man. Because after what Yahushua did, because they tried to take out Yahushua before he could do it. Herod tried to take him out, but it didn't work. And that was Esau, that great red dragon, in the form of Herod. It wasn't Edomite, by the way. He was an Idumean, trying to raise the whole village, murdered all the kids in there because of Yahushua, man. So he does this. But what Yahushua did on that cross, made that sacrifice. And he was that perfect sacrifice. You didn't go off. So he could be that perfect sacrifice, right? What he did, tore that veil so that a temple with human hands was not needed. The elect would be that temple, that third temple. And so Esau couldn't control Jake like before, man. Like before, Esau or the heathens could just, what they could do is they could just destroy, defile the temple, man. When it was time, when Jacob was going off, they just go into the temple, destroy and defile it, or even have one of have the priests sell out, man, which is what happens. Pharisees and them sold out, man. Like the organization. Even though you had Pharisees like Nicodemus that was sincere, you had a lot of sellouts, man, and the sellouts were running the show. Caiaphas and them, scared of the Romans because the Romans gave them that authority. But the elect, that's a group that the elect was chosen from the beginning to not like sell out and shit. They was chosen to not sell out. Like it was literally put in them not to sell out. And so what happened next was Jake fled into the wilderness. Jake fled to, a lot of them to West Africa, and North and West Africa, because that's where Jake would blend in. Mm-hmm. Verse, so that's what this talking about. And time, and half times, and then eventually Jake was sold as a slave. Mm-hmm. They're getting bad again. And so the women were given 2 wings. Yeah. And the time and times, and half a time from the face of the serpent. Even though we were in this devil's captivity, right? We was being preserved at the same time. Time and times, and half a time corresponds to time and half a times that we'd be given into this devil's hand. But at the same time, he could only do so much. A time and half a time, we couldn't kill Saul off. When the elect is scattered among all nations, scattered because Jake is scattered among all nations. We definitely couldn't get rid of the elect. So a time and times, time that first century from around 1619 to around 1719, and times 1819, 1617, and times 1719, 1819, 1919, 1719 to 1919, 200 years, and half a time around 1969 to 8, when the truth started coming out. Verse 15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman. They might cause her to be carried away of the flood of lies about who he was and everything. And the flood of the troops that would come, lies about us too, and the flood of troops that would come wherever Jake was at, because he was chasing the people down. He wanted to have all the elect in one area, so that when they woke up, he would catch us. Yahweh does not be that number. But the elect, you would want to have them in one spot. And the serpent cast out of his mouth. Yeah, Tom. And that's why he did. And that's also why. That's what he did, okay? This crafty devil, man. He's just real sneaky. Not smart, just sneaky. And this is what he did. Created hellish conditions for Jake around the world, right? Using his minions, conspiring with the heathens to do that. Spreading propaganda, lies about us. That's how he did it. And then also destroying those countries. And Jake would be hit the hardest. And so Jake will come to countries that Esau already dominated, like Babylon, like Babylon North, aka Canada, like Western Europe, shit. Even Eastern Europe, but Eastern Europe ain't as bad. Eastern Europe is not a part of the beast system like that. Like Russia's not part of NATO. Okay, NATO's the beast. The NATO/EU is the beast. Russia's they're Edomites, but they're different. They're another kingdom of Edomites. But yeah, and it's just to get Jake to come over here, just to then accuse them of fucking up the Western civilization and shit, and also just to put them in ghettos here. Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. Never mind, seduction. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as blood after the woman that he might cause her to be carried away with the foot. Then 2/3 are going to get carried away. In verse 16, and the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. The earth helped the woman. That's symbolizing the expose all these lies being exposed, man. By basically the true depictions of the Lord. That they buried the true depictions of the apostles, the saints. Even the kings of Europe during the Dark Ages being revealed, man. Shit, how the Egyptians really looked, because we was compared to Egyptians in appearance. Basically, the evidence of the truth coming out that was buried. But also during This is all twofold, because Esau is going to come with great wrath, right? So like a flood, right? And we're going to have to be in the wilderness, being sustained, nourished for a particular amount of time, man. Which may be also compared to that. A time and times half a time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after a woman, NATO troops and shit. Also, more propaganda. And it might cause her to be carried away of the flood, verse 16. And the earth helped the woman. You're going to have the animals, the beasts of the earth, which are part of the earth, are part of the earth, in league with the elect. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And also, literally, the earth, you might see situations like this. It's like you had a situation where you had those Israelites that were coming against Moses and Aaron. They got swallowed up by the earth. So it's been done before. You could have Edomite NATO troops that was sent to, stormtroopers that was sent after the elect in a certain area get swallowed up. You might have there's a scripture that goes into that. The world shall fight. The world shall fight with thee against the unwise. Wisdom of Solomon 5:20. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise, and that's the elect along with the outside. And the rest of these scriptures is talking about that. Also talking about World War III and the nations that's being ruled over by Esau. And even these other Edomite countries. Everyone that's under the whole of Babylon is going to launch nukes on this motherfucker. That's what that goes into. Which is going to put an end to this bullshit. But hold on. But it's also going to happen literally as well. In many cases. Hold on, let me get that scripture about I think it's better to do this. The beasts, go into this aspect of it. The beasts of the field shall be in league with thee. Job 5 and 21. Wait, hold up. Job 5 and hold on. Oh, Job 5 and 17. Behold, happy is the man whom power Yahweh corrected. Therefore despise not the chastening of the Almighty. That means you was son. Verse 18. For he maketh sore and bindeth up. He wounded and his hands make whole. Verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Verse 21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. The scourge of the tongue, propaganda, martial law, man. Those decrees. Verse 22, that's scourge of the tongue right there. Verse 22, of destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Verse 23, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Yep. Come on, man. Hold on. All right. So, yeah, we're coming into those times when the elect is going to be revealed who they is. They're going to endure unto the end and be delivered from what this. They're going to be delivered from that temptation, ultimately, because they're gonna be given that spirit to endure. He that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. He that endureth. He who endures to the end. Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Yep. So with that, I hope this live was edifying. Let me see if there's anything else to go into. All right, so with that, I hope this live was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the argument out there, spreading this truth like wildfire, in all truth and in all sincerity. Shalom to the rest of the elect. Stay strong. Stay strong. Ababa Ball. Dead to Babylon, the great which is America. Abad. La'adawamium, dead to these Edomites, these self-proclaimed so-called white folks, and these the ish that wish to be us, the 1948ers. And death Abad la Goyim, that's these heathens, other nations. And you two-thirds, Abad la two-thirds, that's you two-thirds heathens in your mind. That is coming to y'all as well. Shalom, stay strong. The elect is going to be delivered from all that. Shalom, stay strong, and Yashrala forever.